Hello, my fellow space geeks, nerds, whatever you want to call us, those of us who find space and everything they're doing interesting. So I've been focusing on my main channel, and I haven't posted the Crew 1 mission would have been my last post on the space channel. Several things have happened since then, and I just wanted to update you a little bit about what's going on in the space world. So Crew 1 launched. That's the last video I posted. The Crew 1 mission. That SpaceX Dragon capsule is connected to the International Space Station, orbiting Earth every 90 minutes. But shortly, like 2 days after that, the Russians on board the International Space Station actually did a spacewalk where they did some repairs to the space station outside of it. Ultimately, it was long and boring. They tested out a new hatch for the Russian cosmonauts to go in and out of. Then, after that Russian spacewalk, SpaceX launched a couple more missions.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. And liftoff of Sentinel-6 Michael Freilich, continuing a legacy of ocean observation and international collaboration to benefit all humanity.
Stage separation confirmed.
There's the backflip, as Jesse mentioned, beginning with the Falcon booster.
Stage 1, boost back burn has started.
Here it comes. There it is!
Wow. Oh my goodness.
Coming in at an angle and just straightening out. There's the sonic booms we talked about, and touchdown.
And Falcon 9 has landed at LZ4. Landing operators
Beautiful.
proceed into 11.100 on recovery 2.
I'm a little teary-eyed right now.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition and liftoff.
Vehicles pitching downrange.
Falcon 9 successfully lifting off from Pad 40 at Cape Canaveral Air Force Station, carrying those 60 Starlink satellites into orbit. This particular booster lighting up the Florida coast for a 7th time.
MVAC engine has begun to throttle down.
One, landing burn startup. Stage 1, landing leg deploy.
Landing legs have deployed. Here it comes. All right. And for the 7th time, this Falcon has landed.
Looks like we have a visual there.
Starlink deploy confirmed.
And call out of confirmation of Starlink deployment. So those 60 Starlink satellites gently floating away from the second stage. And because of the spin on the second stage, they'll start to space themselves out.
Something important to note about the Starlink launch that you just watched, and you heard him say that this Falcon has landed for the 7th time. That's the first time in history that a rocket has gone up and come back 7 different times without having any refurbishment at all. And that's this new reusable spacecraft thing that they're trying to cut costs and keep space travel as cheap as possible. The goal of these Falcon 9 rockets are 10 launches. They're hoping to get 10 launches out of each of them, so we'll see how far they go. Not only did they have the Russian spacewalk, and then SpaceX launched 2 other rockets this week. The telescope, it was a giant telescope that was down in like Puerto Rico somewhere. It was the Aricebo telescope or something like that. It was the telescope they used when they filmed the movie James Bond GoldenEye with Pierce Brosnan that you see here. That telescope, I guess, was old and it collapsed, unfortunately. They knew it was coming though. The time that it collapsed, they actually did have a drone up, so they have they call it drone footage of it breaking. Hopefully they can rebuild that telescope one day. It's history. It's done a lot of exploring in the universe, and then it was included in a James Bond movie, so there's a lot of history there. Also, another thing that happened this week, China launched they sent a satellite to the moon, but it was like how we send Mars rovers and they go collect samples from Mars and stuff like that. China did this, but to the moon. So they sent their Chang'e 5 satellite to the moon, and they landed on the moon. They collected rocks and stuff from off the top of it. They also drilled down into the surface of the moon and took back off and docked with a vessel they had in orbit, and they're going to bring that back to Earth so that China has samples of the moon. To date, the United States, we're the only place that has the stockpile of moon rocks. It was pretty interesting to watch. We also got to see that Crew 1 booster that went up. We got really good images of it coming back into port. And for whatever happened, it landed good. It looked like it landed good in that, video of the Crew 1 mission. But as it's coming back into port, it's leaning. One of the arms got messed up somehow, and they haven't released anything to say why it got messed up, but you can clearly see it leaning. Looks like the Leaning Tower of Pisa. And there's really no telling what happened there. They also showed some pretty good video of the Octograbber that I talked about a couple videos back. It's the robot that comes out when the rocket lands and it rolls underneath it and then reaches up and grabs it. We got to see pretty good video of it. They detached it and moved it back over into its home there on the drone ship. So all around, there was a lot of exciting things that took place over the last week in the space community. At the time that I'm recording this, tomorrow, SpaceX is launching it's a resupply vehicle. And they're actually going to be using a brand new Falcon 9, a new version of the Falcon 9. Like I always say on here, you learn something new every day. Space travel is always exciting, and I have a lot of exciting things coming up on the main channel as well. That's why it's been several days since I posted to this channel. A lot of true crime stories coming up that are really exciting. So, thank you guys.